Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and in this episode, I hopefully answer a question that's been on my mind in the past couple months, year or so. I'm a fan of Johnny Depp, and I had seen that he was involved in a court case over in London. And I didn't really know that much about it. I knew it involved, his ex-wife, and that she was apparently, this awful person who was beating the shit out of him or something. And that's at least what I thought the situation was. And then I looked it up and realized that I was wrong. So in today's episode, I try to give the information that I've found in the 2 articles that I read. I've linked those articles in the show notes, so go ahead and look them up on your own, or if you want to Google more information. But yeah, I looked it up, and I had an idea about what was happening, and then I did my research and realized that I was wrong. I was wrong. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. So go ahead and give this episode a listen, and if you want to look up the facts yourself, I have the 2 articles listed in the show notes, as I said. So let's get on with this episode. I want to preface this by saying that I am a fan of Johnny Depp. I've watched most of his movies. I don't think I've seen Chocolat. The romantic-y type ones. I've seen most of his movies. I like his work. I think he's a great actor. I'm saying all these nice things about him because I know I'm not about to say nice things about him. My perception of this, for those unaware, I'm talking about the legal battles he's had in recent years. I've seen them in the news. I've seen news about it, and I really had no idea what any of it was about. So what do I do on my podcast sometimes is I look into stuff that I don't know about and talk about it on my podcast, and maybe it enlightens somebody. It certainly enlightened me. So I'm hoping that by giving the information that I'm giving will enlighten someone else. Who knows? Or I might get a lot of hatred from people about what I'm going to say also. But I don't care, because I'm just giving my opinion, and it's perfectly okay to give your opinion about things, because I live in America. You can hate my opinion, that's fine too, and I can hate your opinion of my opinion. So it really doesn't matter at all, does it? Does it? I don't think so. So, like I said, I want to talk about this whole thing with him and actress Amber Heard, who most famously was in Aquaman and will be in Aquaman 2. And I didn't really know much about this, like I said. When I saw Aquaman, I had no idea who Amber Heard was. And then, maybe a year later, I find out, she was Johnny Depp's ex-wife who beat him up. Or something like that. And now there's a trial. And I'm I didn't really know much about this whole trial or anything like that, But I decided to look into it. And I guess we should go with the facts. So there are 2 articles that I got my information from. And those articles will be linked in the show notes if you want to read about it yourself. One of them is from the Hollywood Reporter, and the other is from the BBC. The Hollywood Reporter gave a lot of good information about, like, how Johnny Depp has been acting in recent years. You know, as the Hollywood Reporter would do. And then the BBC talked a lot about the case that was decided recently. There was a decision in the case over in London, I believe, or over in England. And anyway, let's get to the timeline here, the facts of everything. Like, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard met on a movie. I forget which movie. I don't remember exactly. But they met in 2011 and got hitched. And then in 2015, was it 2015? Oh no, I think I'm messing up the facts here. This is good. Hold on. Okay, so I got my facts together. They met on the movie The Rum Diary in 2011. They married in 2015. In 2016, Amber Heard went to court to file a restraining order because Johnny Depp had attacked her. When she went to the court, she had an abrasion on her face, which she said came from him throwing a cell phone at her. And that was in 2016, after they had been married in 2015. And then they shortly got a divorce thereafter. And then in 2018, a newspaper in London, in England, The Sun, some columnist, referred to Johnny Depp as a wife beater. And that is what this recent lawsuit came from. Because apparently Johnny Depp has sued a whole lot of people in the past couple years. All because of his marriage with Amber Heard. Because of things that they said about him. Because he got a lawyer who likes to sue people and also likes to attack people on social media. Which, I guess you would want a lawyer like that if you want to go after everyone and just burn everything to the ground. Like your reputation. So, yeah. So he had the lawsuit with The Sun in 2018. I think it's the Daily Sun or something like that, where they called him a wife beater. And he did it in London because the libel laws in London are much easier for you to win your case than anywhere else in the world, from what I understand. And he lost. The easiest place for you to win a libel case, and you lose the libel case. Like, Amber Heard had to go over to London to recount the 14 out of the 15 accounts that she has of him being abusive towards her. I guess there was one that wasn't suitable to be mentioned in court. I don't know what the fuck that means. Was it that harmful? Was it that bad that they couldn't mention it in court? Okay, fine, whatever. But still, that's what it is. That's what this whole legal thing is. I didn't know any of that. So those are all the facts there that I have horribly given out to you. But you can read the 2 articles that I've linked in the show notes for further explanation. And it just seems to me that, like, if you just go on the attack and sue everyone? Are you really that innocent? What does that say about you if you just go on to sue everybody? A newspaper that called you a wife beater. I think the article that I'm referencing, they sued a lot of people. They've sued a lot of people. He's sued his former agent, his former manager. He's sued so many freaking people. There's going to be I think he has sued Amber Heard again. They're involved. There's going to be a court case in the U.S. later this year, from what I understand, in Virginia. And it's just terrible. Like, here was my perception of what was going on. Okay, maybe I should have said this first. I don't know. I'm just saying it however I think I should be saying it. My perception of this from like a faraway glance at it, because I didn't really care, which is awful, but whatever. His movies have been shitty the past couple years. Why should I give a fuck? But I decided to look into it. And I'm kind of glad that I did, because my perception of what was happening was completely wrong. Because, like, I had heard stuff that, like, she was beating him. And I think there was one occasion where she did, like, beat him up. But most of the time it's been him beating her up, from what I understand. Which is terrible. But, like, that was my perception. It was her beating him up, using him, trying to get, clout from him, be famous. Like, what? She only married him for a year and then divorced him? They'd been together, or they'd been an item since 2011. Plus, she was an actor in her own right anyway, so what the fuck? Is she a Me Too movement spokesperson now? Absolutely, but I mean, she's been abused. She's famous. She's using her celebrity to help people. What the hell is wrong with that? Nothing. But, like, I had this horrible misconception that she was the villain in this, that she was the bad guy. Johnny Depp is not the victim in this situation, is what I'm trying to say. He's clearly not the victim at all in this situation. And he should not be referenced as the victim in this situation. There's one story I read in the Hollywood Reporter article where, like, he was texting Paul Bettany, or Bettany, I thought it was Paul Bettany. Anyway, asking, hey, can we burn her? Like, and Paul Bettany thought Johnny Depp was joking. He might not have been joking. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's, I think the only way that Johnny Depp is a victim is he's a victim of his own celebrity. Because the more famous he's gotten, the crazier he's gotten. Some people don't have the proper mindset for fame, and I think he's definitely one of those people. He wants people to think that he's a really good guy, but I'm not 100% sure he's a really good guy anymore. Like, I'm a big fan, I know my sister's a big fan, but I'm afraid to tell her about this information that I've found out. That, because, like, I was talking to her a few weeks ago saying, oh, I think Amber Heard is the bad one in this. And then once I said that, I'm thinking, I should really look into this. And I did, and I was wrong. Amber Heard is the victim in this situation. Johnny Depp is not the victim in this situation. Which just goes to show you should really, before you spout off stuff about people, you should just really look shit up and get the facts straight. And I'm glad that I got the facts straight. So go ahead and read those articles if you want to see more information about what I was trying to say. I'm just trying to clear up a misunderstanding that I had. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one that had this much misunderstanding about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, because Johnny Depp is not the victim here at all, in my opinion. But you make your own opinion and let me know what you think in the comments, or emailing me McTaggartAttack@gmail.com, or find me on social media at McTaggart Attack. Hey, thank you so much for watching and or listening to the podcast today. I really appreciate it. If you watched it on YouTube, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you listen to it on an audio podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to the podcast. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.